listing. Now please pay attention, because after doing the shortage and excess and shortage through listing method, I will show you alternate ways. Reason being, usually the table method, which is the listing method, right, it can get quite long. Okay, so your table might require you to use a lot of time, especially if the number gets too big. Okay, and it also requires you to be super accurate, in that sense that if along the way, should you accidentally make a mistake in calculation, you might end up not being able to find your answer. And if you can't find the common number, right, basically you have to check every single calculation again, whether you made any mistake again. So I feel that it's a very time-consuming process, but it works because visually for maybe lower primary or up to maybe the age of 10 even, or 11, okay, people who can't see very complicated or abstract kind of presentation of the working, right, a table is very clear. Okay, so I will show you the table, which is the listing method first, then I will show you the non-listing method. So if you are able to understand the listing method, right, then and you want to try something easier, maybe you can try the next method that I will teach you. And then if you understand it, basically people who are doing like primary 5 or primary 6, right, they should by then start to understand this method and use this non-listing method instead, because it is way faster, and if you need to check for any calculation errors, it is also way faster. Okay, so I will show you the listing method first. Ready? Okay, first you will have two ifs. Two ifs means, right, you have to complete two sets of rule. Okay, so you have $50 a day. So every day $50 means 50, then 100, then 150. So that is times table. You need multiples of 50. And then you have leftover of 105, which means that is your excess. Okay, now next pair of rules will be that if you spend $75 a day, so if you spend $75 a day, it is again multiples of 75, because you're going to go 75 and then 75 and then 75. So repeated addition is times table. Okay, now then you will be short of $70. Short of $70 means you have shortage because you don't have enough. So the aim of this question is that usually they will ask you things like, what is the amount of money that you actually have? Okay, that's why you have your leftover or your shortage, because you are supposed to find out what's the exact amount that they have. And then if they want to ask you two questions, sometimes they can ask you things like, for how many days did she spend it on? How long was the holiday, and stuff like this. Okay, so the amount of money is one thing. Okay, they could ask you a second set of questions as well, okay, which require you to apply the value of, for this case will be the money that you have found. It must be able to solve with a common number of days after applying the rules to get back the same number. Okay, so I'm going to show you through a table for you to understand better. So first step, I will go number of days. Okay, and then multiples of 50, I will just put times $50. And if you have $105 left, I will write as the excess as plus 105, because it means that your actual money is bigger. It's actually bigger. Okay, then I will draw the table. Now some of your teachers will say, hey, can you go and draw the table first? Personally, I don't draw a table yet. I write down the thing first, then I draw my table. I find that I can know what is the size exactly that I want, because some children, they go and draw table first, then they try to fill it up, and then after that, right, because they are not very sure of things, what happens is that, right, they might need to erase their table because it's too small or too big, stuff like that. Okay, then you see the ending, I usually don't close it yet. Reason being because this requires some time. I don't know how much time I need in terms of how many days I need for this case, so I won't end it yet. Okay, it's okay for me to leave it dangling here, but then some teachers might want you to do it neatly, so they might make you erase away and make you neaten up. It's fine. Okay, but for me, during the exam, do what you need, do what you have to do, and then move on to the next question because you have a time limit. Okay, now in doing so, to save you time as well, some teachers will have required you to do 2 tables, you understand? Then you have to repeat this number of days here as well. So you have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I don't want to do that. So what I do is that I will split the thing. So the first set of rule is times 50 plus 105. I will put like that. This is my first set of rule. Okay? And then what I will do is that my second set of rule, I will just extend like that. Okay? Now if this confuses you, then you can do you can rewrite the number of days again. Okay, but I like this because I find it saves me time and it forces the number of days to be of the same column. Because some children, when they draw the second part, if they separate it out, right, what happens is that they might draw the column fatter or thicker or thinner. So when that happens, right, they might miss the number that appears, and they don't look out for the number that appears within the same column, and then they will choose the wrong number. So this helps to eliminate that problem, I guess. Okay, so ready? So multiples of 75 is your second if, right? So will be times 75, and then because you are short of 70, so your actual number is smaller, so you have to minus $70. Okay, so let's go with the first day. So day 1. Let me show you how to do this. Okay, so first step, 1 times 50, 50. Then you have leftover, so your number is bigger, you have to plus. 50 plus 105 is 155. Okay, now let's do for this one. 1 times 75 is 75. You have a shortage, right? So you have to minus because the number will be smaller. 75 minus 70 is 5. Okay, and then I continue. Can you see or not? Because of this, right, I will have very nicely written everything down, and the days is all stuck to one whole column like that. Okay, so day 2. Let's do day 2. 2 times 50 is 100. Then I'm going to add. So 100 plus 105 is 205. Next one, 2 times 75 is 150. 150 minus 70 is 80. Let's do day 3. Okay, 3 times 50 is 150. 3 times 50, 150. 3 times 5 is 150. 3 times 50 is 150. Then 150 plus 105. Okay, you will get 255. Okay, next one, 3 times 75 is 225. And then 225 minus 70, you will get 155. So you want to speed it up, you can always do a few of these first, then you do a few of these if the number still hasn't appeared. Okay, so what I will do, maybe I will do 4, then I'll do 5. Okay, then maybe I'll do 6. I'll try to do a few more because till now the number hasn't appeared. Now do note that your common number has to appear on the bottom row because you have to complete the entire set of rule. You cannot choose from the top. If you choose from the top, means you haven't finished this part, you see. So you cannot choose from here because you haven't finished the minus 70 part. Okay, so the only way to choose is that the common number must appear on the bottom, I repeat, on the bottom row, because that is when you finish the entire set, which is times 50 plus 105 times 75 minus 70. Okay, understand what's happening? So, ready? So, I will do a few. 4 times 50. 4 times 50, 200. 5 times 50, 250. 6 times 50, 300. Okay, then 200 plus 105 will be 305. 250 plus 105 will be 355. 300 plus 105 will be 405. Okay, next part. 4 times 75 is 300. 5 times 75 is 375. 6 times 75 is 450. So I'm going to now follow the rule, minus 70. 300 minus 70, it will be 230. 375 minus 70, it will be 305. 450 minus 70 is 380. Can you see? Till now, my number still basically hasn't appeared lah. Okay, so I have to continue. So can you see or not? Actually, the thing about this, why I will recommend it for maybe up to maximum primary 4, is because what if the number of days are very big? Okay, so it's very large. So if we stop at 7 days, okay, fine. But what happens if it is like 20 days? You might not have enough space on your basically you might not have enough space for your worksheet lah, in that sense. Okay, but why is it that for lower primary, right, it's still possible, or maybe up to primary 4, is because it is the first time you are doing listing method. Usually they will not give you killer numbers like what, 72 days, that kind of thing. So they will somehow give you a number that is possible for you to solve within the table, okay, the listing way. But when you go into 11 years old or 12 years old, whereby it's primary 5 and primary 6, right, they might switch out the numbers to become larger numbers, whereby you now have to apply a different method. Okay, so this method, you have to master it first, because you will definitely need it. Okay, in the event whereby in primary 5 and 6, it gets too complicated for you to understand in that sense, then you find, oh, I think I use the table method, it's more clear for me, then you use it. Use whatever method that suits you during the exam itself, okay, because you just want to solve the question, then you can move on to the next one. Okay, so it's good to master all, because then you can choose which one you want to use during the exam itself. Okay, so let's continue. 7 times 50, 350. 350 plus 105, it will be 455. Next one, the number of days. If it's 7 days, 7 times 75, it will be 525. Okay, and then if you minus 70, 525 minus 70, you will get 455. Oh, can you see the number appeared? Okay, it's here. Please circle it so your teacher know what you are doing. So straight away, because it's very nicely on one whole column, right? My numbers are all here already. So the answer for A, what is the least possible amount of money? It will be 455. So the money, okay, that she brought, okay, is $455. Okay, and if you do B, what is the least possible number of days? Okay, it will be a 7-day holiday. Okay, that's your answer. Okay, now, however, if you notice, to solve this, I already took very long time, right? Okay, I'm going to